I'm going to show you how to embed a custom web page in Teams with .NET and Visual Studio. So you have a dashboard or web portal or really anything and want to show it inside of Teams. There's a few places you can do that, like as a tab in a channel or as a tab for each user. For .NET developers, we've made it simple to get started with a new app inside of Visual Studio. After you install the Microsoft Teams developer tools using the Visual Studio installer, create a new project using the Microsoft Teams app project template. After you do that, a dialog appears where you can choose to start from different ways to extend Teams, like a tab, a bot, or a message extension. To embed a custom web page, a tab is a good place to start, so I'm going to choose that. All right, a new project is created and it uses Blazor, a modern web framework for .NET, to implement a sample web page that's ready for you to customize. The project is set up to work with Teams Toolkit, our VS extension that helps you automate a lot of the configuration for a Teams app and the dependencies you'll need to integrate with Teams. Like if you want to support single sign-on, you'll need an Entra ID app registration linked to your Teams app. All right, taking a look through the solution, the app package directory contains your Teams app manifest and the icons I mentioned earlier. The env directory has environment files for Teams Toolkit that contain all of the automatically generated configuration values, like your Teams app ID, which is the unique identifier for your app. The infra directory is an optional set of files that you can use to help automate the hosting of your project in Azure. And Teams Toolkit has a bunch of features that help you provision and deploy the cloud resources. The YAML files are a flexible way to create composable automation tasks for Teams Toolkit to help you speed up the development workflow for Teams. The project template also includes a few packages from NuGet. You can take a look at those that you might want to use for accessing things like Microsoft Graph, building UI components that look and feel like Teams using Fluent UI, and the Teams FX SDK, which has some helper methods for interacting with Graph and Teams. Okay, before I start running the project though, I need to set up a few dependencies like I mentioned earlier so that Teams knows about my app. Teams Toolkit automates all the setup using the teamsapp.local.yaml file, and you can trigger running all these automation steps by right-clicking on the project and using the Teams Toolkit Prepare Teams App Dependencies menu. All right, so a dialog appears when I select that, and you can choose which organization of Teams you want to create this app in by signing in with that Microsoft 365 account. You'll need to have permission to upload custom apps to do this. Selecting continue will run all of those automation tasks in that YAML file in order, and the generated outputs from those tasks will be saved to the environment variables inside the environment files. When that completes, then you can start debugging. By default, start debugging will start the Blazor app normally, but also launch a Teams web client in a new browser session. After a few seconds, a dialog appears and prompts you to add your app, just like this. And then you can select the add button to update the Teams client with your new app manifest and open your web page in Teams. Here's my Blazor web page running as a tab inside of Teams, and the sample code demonstrates how to use Graph to get some information about the current user. That requires delegated permissions, which you can try out by selecting the authorize button here. And if you go ahead and grant those permissions, the app will get your name and profile image from Graph and display it just like that. You can jump back to Visual Studio, modify the code, set breakpoints, and continue like you would with any other .NET Blazor project. Remember to use Teams Toolkit menus to trigger the automation steps anytime you make changes to your app manifest. Otherwise, you can start, stop, and run the project as you normally would. Look, the point here is that if you're a .NET developer, you're also a Teams developer. Using Teams Toolkit for Visual Studio can help with all the Teams stuff and let you get back to focusing on code. I've put links to the documentation and other resources that will help you learn about Teams Toolkit and explore what else you can extend in Teams in the description below. So if you're a .NET developer and want to see more content like this, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.